Welcome back to the model room. Today I'm preparing another video to drop in while I'm away. It's a short overview of some of the progress on Woody's Rock and Roll on Wheels group build. That's the Dune buggy. And some things I pulled out of the vault that just make me feel old. It's Throwback Thursday. Let's go. Okay, a little update about the Dune buggy build. I've been working on it a bit since I got back, and let me tell you, if people think that retirement means you have unlimited time for your hobbies, forget it. I've been retired for 8 years, and there's still so much to do. I don't know how I got things done when I was working, but in any case, I found some time to get to the model room and do a little work. As you can see, here's the chassis. It's up on wheels. It looks fine. You know how things always go wrong when you're building, because I'll tell you that when I started this, I put the rear wheels on, and then after I put on the two-part epoxy, set the rear wheels, I realized that one of them was a smaller front tire, and I had to twist it off. The epoxy had not set, luckily, but it was in the process. Got that off, put the rear wheel on, and then I did the front and back at different times. Then later got the fronts on properly, and that's fine. A couple other things, you know, it's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Well, here's the 1 step back, and I've shown this before. This is the body stripped of paint, and there's a little bit of residue here. I have polished this or sanded it with a sanding sponge, and got it pretty well cleaned up. The little pieces that are in there are going to get covered up by either silver paint or black paint. But as you can see, it's a funny thing. Here, if I can raise this up, on the sides here, this is smooth, this part is smooth. But the plastic back here is rough. And up here and under the fenders, it's rough. And it's interesting because, you know, when the builders would lay up these fiberglass bodies, they would want the parts that would show to the public to be nice and smooth, and then they would glaze them with urethane or whatever. But the underside parts were kind of rough fiberglass that they didn't polish off. And I give the kit maker credit for actually doing that, for making this part on the side smooth and this part under here rough. It almost looks like orange peel when you paint it, but it's not. It's just a replica of rough fiberglass. So this is going to get painted up. It's going to go on the chassis. It's going to go on well, test fitted it, and everything is fine with that. However, I wanted to have the seats done to show you, put the inserts in. That didn't work because when I was doing the second seat, the first one went okay. When I was doing the second seat, I just broke it in 4 pieces as I was scraping it with my X-Acto blade. It just happened. It was kind of brittle. I don't know. But, you know, mea culpa. I had to go to different seats. So I got these. I started to cut out the insert last night. Here's the insert that I'm going to put the, you know, the seat covers on. I actually like this seat because if you look here, let me show you, the headrest is open, and I could make a small piece of plastic to put part of the seat cover on it and fill it in, and I think that'll look really neat. These things, these seats came from the Tamiya New Beetle kit. I think they made them out of granite because it took me an hour to cut out this insert. I've got to do the second one. I think I'll have time before I go away again to get that done. I don't know if I'll have time to put this body in primer. I would love to do that and let that primer just cure up while I'm away. If I can, I'll do it. If I can, I won't. That's the progress, but it's moving along, and we're going to have this build done pretty soon. We're getting close. Okay, starting off with this oldie but goodie. As far as I know, this is a Johan model kit that has never been reissued. This is an original, the 67 Plymouth Fury, a customizing kit. And, you know, I really like the big boats. I like the Lincolns, the Cadillacs, that sort of thing. Of course, I'm a hot rod builder. I like that. But these things I think are really neat, and this Johan kit is really cool. And what I like about it is this illustration. You can't imagine a big boat like this being used as a drag car, but back in 67, you know, like everything became a drag car. It was really big. We were pretty young kids and we thought, drag racing was the best thing in the world, and it probably is. So they made a drag racer out of just about everything. And they did this. And that's what intrigues me. This is a very unlikely car to be a drag racer. But there it is. And they have it, they call it an AXS drag car. I'm not quite sure about that designation. I know that there were funny cars. Those were the FX cars. This is not a funny car. It's not a ultra wheelbase car. But I want to do it like this. I particularly want to do it like this by April because the sub-theme of NNL East is the celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States. So it's red, white, and blue cars. Here it is. So it's the body like. Here it is. Johan bodies are always so very accurate. This one is great, and it's got great detail on it. The one thing, it's got a broken A pillar. I'm in the process of repairing that, and both B pillars, the vent post pillars, are broken. That's not going to be hard to fix. A little strip of styrene in there and maybe epoxy in, and that should work. Otherwise, this thing is nice. It's straight. It's a good hard plastic. It's very accurate. It's going to look beautiful. I love it. Now, it came with a screw bottom, and I substituted in, this is another screw bottom. I think it comes from a Dodge drag car that I bought, or it might have been something online rather, that I bought, like a Chrysler or something. The wheelbase is exactly right, but this is a substitute chassis. The reason being that the original chassis had the exhaust built in, and rather than have to carve that out and then fill in the spaces for a drag car, I just decided that I would use this, and it works fine. The suspension is correct here. Everything fits all right. Okay, here's inside the box, right? And here's a third chassis. I'm not sure why I wanted to use this. I don't know if I painted it or not. I don't really remember. But it does not have a screw bottom plate on it, so you don't have to cover that up or whatever. The torsion bars are not included in here, so maybe I'm going to get them out of the Dodge kit. I don't know. The suspension that's in there has the torsion bars in it, and I think it's fine. I'm probably going to use that one. This, I guess, is just an extra. In any case, here's the interior. The inside is not painted up very well, so it's got to be stripped. Although I do like the idea of a maroon interior, maybe a little more maroon than this, on a white car, as if whoever was going to run this car at the drag strip went to a dealer and took it off the lot and then fitted it out for drag racing. I put in a set of pulleys. These are from Off the Sprue. I like their pulleys a lot. They're really metallic looking. They're shiny. They look great on hot rods. I think they'll look good on this as well. Here's the hood. It's in excellent condition. Everything on it is proper and fine. It's got a little detail on the front, so that's good as well. What else? Oh, here's the engine. Now, I'm thinking, I don't remember. I think I painted up this engine. It's the way it would look if I did it, because I used Tester's silver paint on the transmission. It looks kind of realistic to me, like a, not exactly chrome, but a real silver coloration on the transmission, and then what purports to be Hemi orange on the block. So that's fine. All the other stuff on here is good. The chrome is really good. These wheels are just okay to me. I think that, I'm not sure, these may be American wheels. I'm thinking I'm going to use a set of Kragers on the build. I have several Krager sets that I can use on the model, and I think that would be very much in keeping with the period when this car would have run, had it been a real car. It's got this front grille. Here are the headers. I like them. That's fine. There's a bunch of other stuff just kind of hanging around in here. If I can find the tires, here's the drag slicks. They're kind of, am I shaking the camera? I'm sorry. It's mounted to the desk, These are a little narrow. So that's in keeping with the period as well, because, at the time, that's what they ran. They didn't have the big wide slicks that they have today. A lot of other stuff in here. There is a parachute somewhere in this mess. And, the usual stuff, the wheel backs and the interior stuff. So this is a complete kit. It's really cool. I would like to get it in for, I don't know, at least next spring. That means 2 builds for at least the 63 Impala and this. I have so many things going on here. I'm not sure it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a try. Anyway, a blast from the past. Okay, for years I've had the idea to do a diorama for my models to be placed into. It would be something along the lines of like a burger place, a hot dog place, just a drive-in that you would see down the shore. And I think that's really neat. I don't know that I've ever seen a diorama like that, but there must be some out there. In any case, what I wanted to do was something like this, sort of a hot dog stand, and put, the image of the ocean behind it or something. I get a print of an ocean, a palm tree, whatever. And I wanted it to have a parking lot, or just a walking lot, made out of crushed shells. You see that down the shore. When you go to these places, you pull in, you can drive in on a lot made out of crushed shells. You park there and all. And it's very common. You can even, you can buy those things for your driveway at home. There are places that sell gravel and that sort of thing. And they'll sell you a load of crushed shells if you want it. In any case, I wasn't quite sure how to do it. I was originally going to make it out of foam core, which I thought would be easy to cut, easy to set up. But then I was talking to Ken Hamilton. I've known Ken probably 30 years, and he discouraged me from that. Of course, Ken's dioramas, which are spectacular, are built to withstand a nuclear explosion. I mean, he really makes them sturdy. I know because we were going home from GSL one time. He was in Jersey at the time. We got on the plane together, and I didn't have a carry-on, and he had 2, so he asked me to carry the diorama that he had brought to the show. And he had encased it in a box of like 3/4-inch plywood with a handle on top. And you could carry gold bullion in this thing. It was so heavy. And I thought, man, nothing's going to happen to this. But in any case, I'm not quite sure I want to do it that sturdy. I think maybe a little less, because I'm not going to move it around. It's just going to be here. If I ever get to it, I will just make it out of plastic. And so years ago, again, blast from the past, if you remember, Chris's Hobbies, smbchobby.com, not around anymore. It's been quite a while. Scale modeling by Chris. He had this building, and it was a drive-in restaurant. And I think I saw it at a show, and I picked it up then. Here is the package that it came in, and it's pretty nice. And I basically wanted to use this just as a starting point, as a base. It does have, this right here is the base plate, and it's a pretty decent size. You can put the restaurant here in a couple of cars, and then I could line it with the shells, which Ken and I came up with the idea that all you need are shells. Go to the beach, collect some shells, bang them, crush them down until they're in scale, and use it right there. You just use real shells. So we're going to do that. Here are some decals that could be used on a sign. I could also print out a sign. I have an idea, frankly, for some goofy sandwiches and other dishes that you would use at a seashore drive-in, that sort of thing. Here is one of the plates for the building. You can see that it's just about the right size. A little flexible, but it's not going to bow when you build it. It's going to hold up. Probably you can cut it pretty easily. Get some clear acetate, and I have some for the windows. And you can do these weathered, these blocks. You can do them as bricks, large bricks, or whatever. It wouldn't be too hard to do. So I'm thinking of that as a starting point, and I'd like to do it and just have a place to put my cars on display or for photographs. Of course, I have no place to put a diorama in this room. It's so crowded, but I'll figure something out.